Now, I'm going to answer this at the end, but I think it's very important. The most important thing I can say about this whole message is if you are just trying to get healthy, do not base your physical activity goals off of what somebody that is already physically fit does. Don't just find the hardest HIIT workout you can do and do that shit, because that is going to injure you. You are going to get hurt, and that can be more dangerous than anything. If you are a morbidly obese person, you should likely talk to your doctor about getting a physical therapy consultation versus finding a workout that's going to injure you, cause you to have an ambulatory injury, like an injury to your ankles, knees, hips, something like that, lower back, that's going to cause you to be even more sedentary and possibly gain more weight. It actually can be very, very dangerous for you. If you are a morbidly obese person trying to become healthy, you should talk to your doctor, ask them for a physical therapy consultation if you're like 300 pounds plus, because your gait is altered by the girth of your legs. Not trying to be mean, but the girth of your legs, the weight distribution, your center of gravity is different. You walk differently than how your biomechanics were designed to do. It could be hurting you as you are obese because, again, gravity does exist, and that's why being morbidly obese is unhealthy no matter what. But if you try to start doing very serious physical activity, it could result in very serious injury, especially if you're a woman, because women's Q angle, the angle of insertion of the hip, is different than men. It's at a 17-degree different angle, and that's for childbirth. But what it does, it also makes it more prone for women's knees to valgus, which is kind of go in towards the center. That's why women athletes oftentimes suffer career-ending injuries at a much higher prevalence than males due to ACL tears, because it places their ACLs at much higher shear force stress. So you should talk to your doctor about getting appropriate activity and maybe getting checked out by a physical therapist, so you can then do pre-activity to help you get there so you're ready for physical activity. But you definitely shouldn't base it off of what a physically fit person already does, especially one that does fitness for a living like I do. I personally work out intensely, dripping sweat outside in the Florida sun from anywhere from 35 to an hour and 25 minutes per day, and that does not include my morning yoga, which is about 15 minutes of just getting my body going and my spine twisting in all different directions. And I often do evening yoga for anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes also, just for good body awareness and body movement and mobility. These are things I do, but I also have the time to make sure I'm resting and recovering correctly. I have the time built in my day because it's actually part of my job and my daily living to do so. I suggest everybody does at least 30 minutes of activity a day, to the point where you're pushing yourself and your heart rate gets up a little bit, because that's good for cardiovascular health and good for energy burn. However, the most important thing, if you're trying to be healthy, will always be consistency of sustainable activity and your nutrition. I hope this answered your question. Goddamn.